Hey, we are live.
And we are live.
The power of live.
All right, folks. So if you're watching live on YouTube right now, we're just getting prepped up to do our radio show. We're going to talk today about testimonial videos and a few tips and tricks for those that you should love. And if you're in the webinar jam, of course, you can feel free to chat us up while we're doing the show. And we'll be glad to answer you when we can, if we can. And who knows, maybe even at some point, bring you into the show as if you were a live caller. We'll see how that goes at some point in time. So,
yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, with that, I guess we're ready to go, right?
Yeah, you've been a busy guy, huh? This Facebook Live thing, that's not the topic of the show today, but the Facebook Live thing has kept you busy. You were one of the first guys to jump all over that, weren't you?
Oh my gosh, yes. The very second, literally like the day they added the ability to show your screen and share videos and graphics and all that, we leapt all over that. And I've been doing about a lot, 2 or 3 a day.
yeah. I've watched about half of them, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I guess we're actually, okay, so what we're doing here, this is the Hangout, and then we record the audio podcast at the same time. I just use the Hangout video. So,
yeah, at some point we need to bring the radio show live to Facebook is what we need to do. That'll be a fun thing to do as well.
Yeah, we could stream to both, I guess.
Can you imagine? We'll be doing Facebook, we'll be doing Webinar Jam, and at the same time through a Hangout, and doing Facebook Live, and recording the video.
Yeah, the right now what it is the link on Facebook to YouTube.
I think the universe will just instantly come to an end.
We have a hard enough time doing this. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1.
All right, sounds good.
3, 2, 1.
This episode of Video Marketing Madness is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. Are you looking to start editing videos and do all that high-end fun stuff so that you can make amazing productions? Well, then you need a high-end editor, but you probably don't want the high-end price. And that's where freevideoeditor.co comes in. Head on over there. You can download the Shotcut Video Editor, which has all sorts of high-end tools for video and graphics and compositing and doing all that fun stuff that really makes a video pop. So check it out today at freevideoeditor.co. And speaking of videos, today we're going to talk about how to create a perfect testimonial video and a few other tricks on getting people to do them for you. So it should be fun. All right, so now's the part where we'll get the jingle going here. So we've got, and for those of you live, welcome again. Appreciate having you in here.
All right.
You don't get to hear the jingle during this part, folks. So just pretend you're hearing that lovely song that we have.
Wait a minute.
Wait a
minute. Hold on.
Does it have it there?
I should have had it ready, but let's see. Where is it? It's right there.
He's Ray, the video guy. Yeah, Ray, the video guy. His skills where it's at. Even if he's a little fat, he's filled with video expertise. Has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray, the video guy. Yeah, Ray, the video guy.
Yes, and it sounds fantastic in high quality mono. I mean, that's beautiful.
Ambient sound. All right, 3, 2, 1. It's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper on the Earn.show podcast network.
Yes,
indeed. Facebook page, Video Marketing Madness. Twitter, Video MKT Madness. Plenty of useful tips daily. You know him, you love him. You can maybe hear his dog in the background. It's Ray the Video Guy.
You got to love the beauty of publishing from home. You've got dogs and gardeners and fans and all sorts of things that are going to make all sorts of noise while we're doing this show. And it'll be quiet the rest of the day, just not when we're recording.
It's always
it's always an adventure. But we can't complain because 10 years ago we would have had to rent out a multi-$1,000 studio just to do this. So we can't really complain too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we love it. We love it. The ability to do this right from home.
So how to create testimonial videos. That sounds cool.
Yes, that's going to be today's topic. We're going to talk about how to create a perfect testimonial. And we'll even talk a little bit about how to get people to do a testimonial for you, especially if you're a local business where that can be a big deal. And, it's a lot of work to make sure that you get not only a testimonial from somebody, but to make sure that it actually provides value for the people that are going to see it later, because you really want to make sure that it's an effective testimonial and not just ear spam. So we want to make that's my new phrase there, ear spam.
Ear spam.
And eye spam too, since it's a video, I guess. So.
Ear and eye. Yeah.
And that's the last thing that we want. We want to make sure that you've got good, high quality testimonials that can really benefit the people that are watching them. And that's what our goal is with most of this. So. And that's why we want to talk about this, because it is a big deal. It's a really big deal. So
it is a big deal.
And then, of course, later on, before we head out of here, we're going to talk about a special resource that we have that you're really going to love. So it's going to be a fun little episode.
Do we have a Mindset Matters coming up?
Well, that's what I was really talking about was that. Yeah, that's
okay. All right. Well, that's what I kind of figured. I just like to clarify things.
That's right. You just like to make me look dumb.
No, you can do that by yourself very well. Hey, Saul's in the chat group there. Saul says,
yes, he is.
Yeah. So okay. All right. Well, let's get going there, Ray.
All right. So testimonials, these are a huge thing for any business, whether you're a local business or you are an online business. Having testimonials, especially video testimonials, can really mean the difference between making sales and not making sales. People love the social nature of, hey, Johnny Smith says this is great, so therefore it must be great. And that's something that we really want to encourage people to do, is to get them to leave testimonials for our businesses. But there are some steps you want to take to make sure that the testimonials are really, really good. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So if we're ready, then we'll head off with step number 1 in creating a perfect testimonial. All right. So when you get somebody to do a testimonial, the first thing that you want them to do is you want them to state what problem they had. So for instance, let's pretend that that you've got a new solution for clogged drains. And you've got this wonderful liquid that you pour down the drain, and it clears clogs better than anything that's ever been invented before. Well, you need testimonials for that. So the step 1 for the testimonial is going to be for the person giving the testimonial to state what problem they currently have or had before they used your product. So for instance, in the case of the drain, it might be, hey, you know what? For the last 10 years, my drains have been getting clogged day after day after day, and nothing's been able to get rid of these clogs. Every day I have to deal with this. Perfect. Everybody watching can relate with that. They understand what it is, and they know that it's a problem that needs to be solved. Maybe they're experiencing the same problem. If they're looking at a product like this, they probably are. In fact, most people are probably not going to have an extreme problem like this person had. So not only can they relate at a lower level, but if it worked for this guy who had a problem every single day, it's probably going to work for me. So that's the first step in creating a perfect testimonial, is to have the person talk about what life was like before they used your product. What was the problem they had, that when they give that problem, that they really make you understand that that problem really affected them. I mean, if you have to clear a clogged drain every single day and your sinks are always backing up, that's a major problem. And people need to understand that that is a big deal. So you want that person to very clearly state what that problem was and what their life was like before they used your product. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is you want the person to talk about what they did. What did they change? What did they do differently that is going to improve their life? So for instance, we go back to our clogged drain. And the person might say something along the lines of, but then I started to use Super Drano 5000. Okay, now that's a very basic statement. Now you can certainly get a lot more detailed than that. But in this case, that's what the change was. For 10 years, their drains were getting clogged every single day. They tried everything else. Nothing seemed to work. And then they made a change. The change was they started to use Super Drano 5000 to clear their clogged drains. So step number 2, after you declare what the problem was and what life was like, you declare what you did differently. Now, if it's a local business of some sort, it could be that you called Steve Smith to come and help you. It could be that you went into a certain place that you'd never been into before, a store, some sort of office building, whatever it happened to be. Maybe you're getting your taxes done. And then I finally discovered, John Smith's tax services on Google, or I walked into his office. So that's your change, is you were doing something before, you still had your problem, you made a change, and now you're moving forward. The final portion of it, and I realize, boy, this is going to be a short podcast as I'm going through this, but that's okay. We don't mind if it's necessarily short, but this is a very simple process. And step 3 is, how is life different now that you took step number 2? So in the case of our clogged drain, the drain was being clogged every single day for the last 10 years. They switched over to Super Drano 5000. That was the change they made. And the final step is, and now, ever since I used Super Drano 5000 on my drains, I have not had one single clog in my sink. Okay? So you've got the progression there. They had a problem. They told you what life was like beforehand with that problem. They told you what they did differently. And then they told you what the results were. And this, of course, works for any kind of business. It doesn't have to be a product like this. It could be, a graphic designer. It could be an email marketing program. It could be a new set of graphics for your videos. It could be the local plumber, the local dentist, the local electrician. Any of those things can follow this exact formula. And this is the formula that we've used for years with our local businesses. We've had lawyers, we've had all sorts of other folks that have used this exact technique, and it's very, very effective. And again, if you want to apply this to, let's say, a training program on email marketing, the progression works exactly the same. For years, I had struggled to make money online and tried to build a list, but I could never get enough people on the list. I could never get people to respond when I wrote to them. And then I discovered Johnny Smith's course on how to make the best email list possible. After I went through that course, I was able to not only build my list to 20,000 people, but I'm able to write to them and they have a 95% open rate and they buy $1 million in products every single day. So there you go. Same exact progression, problem, what you did differently, the results of that problem. And that works for any business, no matter what kind it is. Steve, do you use testimonials at all?
I haven't in a while. When Google first came out with Places, we were doing a lot of that. I was just taking out my little Kodak, a ZI-8, that was the days before iPhones, and I had a little lavalier, and I was selling a lot of testimonial videos at one time on a local level. That's what I was doing, and using this formula. And I don't know why I guess it ran its course or something. I can't remember. That was 5-6 years ago. But, maybe it's time for me to go back and talk to all those people again, and see if I can.
It could well be. And by the way, this testimonial, this formula isn't just for, your clients. This is something that you can use with your clients. In other words, that plumber that you just helped with the Super Drano 5000, you can have him do a testimonial about your business. So every time that you help a local business, have them do a testimonial of you. But at the same time, make sure that their clients are giving testimonials for them. And so now that we know that progression, we know that we have to get testimonials as much as we can because they are very effective. The question is, how do we get testimonials? And if you're a local business, this is a big deal. Let's say you're a local dentist. How do you get people to give testimonials of your business? That's not an easy thing to do. I mean, you could certainly ask them, hey, when you get home, make a video testimonial for me. But how many people are actually going to do that? The answer is very, very few. Back a few years ago, there was a really interesting thing that I saw, and it was back in Providence, Rhode Island, in the Providence Place Mall, of all places. And what it was is one of the local TV stations, Channel 10, inside the mall, actually kind of near the food court, had a little kiosk in the wall and a video camera. And you could go up and you could press a button and you could talk to the Channel 10 people. Not directly talk to them, but you could leave a message for them, a video message, a testimonial, talk about why you liked it, what you didn't like, things that have happened. You could do almost anything. I'm sure they got a lot of very colorful and interesting things on that camera over the time that they had it there. But think about that as a local dentist. What if you had, you just helped somebody to get a beautiful smile? Well, what if you had a receptionist with an iPhone that said, hey, would you mind doing a quick video testimonial about Dr. Jones? And then you could run them through that progression. Okay, what was life like beforehand? What did you do differently? Well, I came in and had root canals and caps put on my teeth. What was life like afterwards? Oh, I have this beautiful smile now. Very easy to do that. Now, a lot of people are going to probably say no to this, but because you're asking them directly right there and then when they're happiest, there's also a lot of people that are going to want to do that, or I hate to say feel pressured to do it, but they're going to feel pressured to do that because you're directly asking them to do it. This works really well for more entertainment-oriented things. For instance, I tell people one of my favorite new niches is the escape room niche. If you don't know what an escape room is yet, you got to learn what these are. They're fantastic. They're live action entertainment games. And one of the things I tell the owners all the time is when people come out of there, get your phone out, ask them to do a testimonial right then. Now, obviously, their life probably isn't changed by going and doing this entertainment sort of deal. They're not suddenly going to have a totally new lifestyle, but they can certainly talk about, hey, we're always looking for forms of entertainment to keep everybody busy and happy, et cetera, et cetera. We finally decided to try an escape room, and we came down here to escape 1, 2, 3, went through the puzzle, and the results are amazing. We had such a great time. I'm going to start going to escape rooms every single week because this is such a great thing. So again, same progression, obviously not life-changing per se, unless you think that a new form of entertainment is life-changing. But the idea is the progression is the same, and you're getting people at their happiest moment to do this for you. And in the case of that, I think you're going to find a lot of people willing to do those right away. And by the way, it doesn't have to be on camera either. This is a great opportunity when people are in your business to come out and have them write a review. And the review can follow a very similar progression. Even if it's not on camera, it can still be, what was life like before? What did you finally do? And how are things different now that you did? And that sort of, written testimonial is just as good on Google Places, or Google My Business, I guess is the proper terminology now, is just as effective there, or on Yelp, as a video testimonial is on your website or on YouTube or on Facebook. And so I recommend that, what you need to do is, as people are coming out of your business, as people have received your service, ask them for a testimonial, even if it's an online product. And this is something that I'm very guilty of, is not asking people to do that. I do a lot. I've got a couple of smaller businesses that are completely online, and I hardly ever ask people for a testimonial afterwards, but it's probably something that I should be doing every single time. So I ask, if somebody does an animated logo, I should be asking them right afterwards, hey, can you write a testimonial about this? What you thought? It's definitely something that is helpful for any business. So we need to be asking them right away. And again, you don't have to get much out of them. These types of testimonial videos, what was life like before? What did you change? What are the differences now? Only takes a minute or two. I mean, it doesn't require a 20-minute video. It certainly could be a 20-minute video if you really had something to say, but for the most part, these can be very, very short, succinct videos that provide people exactly what they need so they can make the same decision that you did to use this particular product or service. So it's a highly, highly effective method. And again, I need to start making sure that on some of those things that I do, that I'm asking for it, even if it's just an online product, because those testimonials can make a difference there too. We see them on sales pages all the time. Just a written little quote from somebody. and it's perfect. It works out really well. So whether it's a video or it's written, you need to be asking for those testimonials immediately, right away after those services, and try to get them to follow that progression of problem, change, result. And I guarantee if you do, you're going to get some great testimonials. You're going to get more business from those testimonials, and you're going to have clients that are making more informed decisions. So it's very, very good stuff.
Yeah, I remember 6 years ago when I was doing it, there was a banquet hall here in town that kind of wanted to get the word out that they were there. And there was a plumber who wanted more testimonials. So what we did is just had a little after hours get together there, free. And they invited a bunch of customers that they had just done a bunch of work for, and said, hey, we're going to be doing some testimonial videos while we're there. If you want to do that, that's great. If you don't, please, come anyhow. And so it was kind of a neat thing for both businesses.
Oh, sure.
And they got a pretty good turnout. I think they had, if I think it was 100 people, it was probably 50 or 75, but still they had a decent turnout. And
that's a great way.
We probably got a dozen testimonials, and everybody was happy. The plumber was happy. The banquet hall was happy. The plumber paid for everything.
Sure.
The banquet hall just the plumber covered the banquet hall's costs, so it was a good deal for him. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and that's another thing that should be mentioned, is that is a great time to get testimonials. Is anytime you get people into a large group. So if you're doing a convention, that is a great time to get people to do testimonials. They're happy, they're enjoying the convention, they can, kind of talk about it and have some fun with it, and they enjoy doing that. And I think that's something that should always be done at any sort of convention, is have people there with cameras that can go out and get a few testimonials. And
there was beer and wine, so
yeah, that could certainly make it a little more interesting.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have anybody falling down drunk by any means, but somebody gets a beer or a glass of wine, and then they're a little more likely to do a testimonial and not sound like they're sloshed. So,
well, fun stuff. But there you go. I mean, like I said, it's a little bit short because there's only 3 steps to that, but these are 3 very powerful steps to create a very powerful message that's going to help you to make more videos. So I hope this helps you out, and I really hope that you take this and run with it, because it's a beautiful thing to do. It's very helpful, and you're going to get a lot out of it if you take the time to get people to do testimonials for you.
Very cool. Well, let's do Mindset Matters here. I got that bumper too. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? All right. Come on. And now, Mindset Matters.
Ooh, that's scary.
Okay, I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so for this Mindset Matters, we've got another book that can really help you in your business to be able to take things to another level. And this book is called Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. And it's by 2 Navy SEALs named Leif Babin and Jocko Willink. And just for the record, I want to throw a shout out here. Ain Tompkin is the one who told me about this particular book and got me to read it. And boy, I'll tell you, what a great book this is. It's filled with really interesting stories of these guys as Navy SEALs, as being leaders. And then it talks about how they've taken their Navy SEAL trainings and brought them into the business world to become business coaches. And they teach exactly what they did in the military to be leaders, so that you can be a leader in business. And it's a very, very good book. It's got a lot of interesting stories and a lot of great information. Highly, highly recommended. Again, this is something that you can pick up at Amazon. You can pick it up in Kindle form. You can probably pick it up at your local bookstore in hard or soft cover. But a really, really excellent book. Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. And the main premise of it is that as a leader, you need to take extreme ownership of everything. And that means failures, successes. It's you that needs to take more so the blame for problems than it is the credit for successes, because obviously you want to share success and you want to you want to hold on to the blame and not let your team be destroyed by that. And that's kind of what they teach in there. So again, extreme ownership, how U.S. Navy SEALs lead and win.
Well, one thing I found being in sales all these years is if there was a problem, if there was any way I could accept the blame for it, I would, because it was hard for the customer to be mad at me. It was easy for them to be mad at a company.
Yes. Well, so just remember, if you've got a problem, I'll solve it.
Yeah.
Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Words to live by.
Oh, that was good.
It's a little vanilla ice for you younger folks out there.
Yeah. I'm old. I didn't get it at first. Say that again.
If you got a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby.
Boy, I tell you what, that's deep.
that is some deep writing there. So
that is some deep, wacky stuff.
All right, with that, before people decide to kill us for going a little bit too crazy here, we will end today's show with the lovely jingle, and we'll see you guys next time on the same bat time, same bat channel. And of course, today's episode is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. If you want to start to make some really great videos, well, you need a good editor to be able to do that. And we've got one for you at freevideoeditor.co. Hey, Steve, can you guess what the price is?
Free.
It is free. You're absolutely right. And we throw in a lot of great goodies. So you want to check this out right away at freevideoeditor.co.
Bye, y'all.
See you later.
Okay.
All right. Well, Saul, what did you think? Not too bad, I guess, right? If you hung around that long, I'm not even sure if you did or not.
Yeah, he's still there.
Oh, he's still there. All right, sweet.
So, yeah, he said Ray rocks, but he's not paying attention anymore.
Well, no, he's right. He's correct.
Oh, okay. Ray, he's correct. He's great.
And I rap apparently too, so it's even better.
Yeah, that's even better.
I rock and roll and I rap. So you got a webinar coming up at what, 3 Eastern today? Well, actually, it's not a webinar. It's going to be a Facebook Live session, but it's going to be a little bit different. What I'm doing, and this is going to be kind of crazy, is rather than some sort of prepared program that I'm going to do, I'm showing off a new product by just using it live and letting people watch me as I build a new page with a great new page builder. So
cool.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, I've been an Instabuilder user for years, but my life has been changed. Testimonial time, right?
Cool. Yeah, your life has been changed. I was having a problem building the pages that I wanted and getting the conversions I needed until I found product A. And now my wife doesn't hate me anymore.
That's right. My dog came home.
My dog came home.
The milk is no longer sour. It's
the 8-track in my truck is working again. All right, cool. All right. Well, I guess we can end the hangout here. So.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys at the next episode on the Earn.Show Network. I didn't mess up.
Okay. Later. Are you going to end it? You going to stop it?
I'll end it right now.
Okay.
Bye-bye.